Hello, MacArthur Stars. It is Mrs. Price. We are working on the element of art, shape, this week. Okay, so come along with me and I'll show you how to do your project. I can't wait to see what you create. You should have already listened to the read aloud, The Shape of Things. How many shapes did you see in that book? Lots and lots and lots of shapes. You should also have danced with the shapes. I hope you had a good time dancing. So what I want you to do first is I want you to think about the shapes that you saw in the book, okay? And I want you to try to draw those shapes, and I'm going to draw them with you, all right? So I remember seeing a circle, and a circle is just a dot that goes for a walk and comes back to where it started. There are no straight edges on a circle. I also remember seeing a square. A square is a dot, goes for a walk, takes a turn, and goes back home. How many sides or straight edges does a square have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 sides on a square. I also remember seeing triangles. Let's draw a triangle. A dot goes for a walk, takes a turn, and goes back home. How many sides does a triangle have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. All right, very good. How about, did you see rectangles in the book? Let's draw a rectangle. A dot goes for a walk, a short walk, turns the corner, goes for a longer walk, turns the corner, goes for a short walk, turns again, and goes back home. So how many sides does a rectangle have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is a rectangle the same as a square? It has 4 sides also. No, because the rectangle has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. Okay? What other shapes did you see in the book? A diamond? A diamond is similar to a square, but on its side. Dot goes for a walk, turns, and turns. You can also make a longer diamond. What other shapes can you think of? I'm going to draw a few more shapes on my paper. I'm going to fast forward. You can watch me, or you can draw the shapes that you can think of. I can't wait to see what you create. Here we go. What shapes did you create to fill up your page? I can't wait to see. Okay, now that we have practiced drawing our shapes, we're going to turn our shapes into something else, okay? All right. So in the book, The Shape of Things, there was a train made from shapes. Do you remember what shapes made up the train? I think rectangles, maybe squares, circles. So we are going to use those shapes and we are going to create a train. Now you can use markers, you can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, you can use anything that you have. You can use just a regular pencil if you want to. All right, so we practiced making our shapes, and now we're going to use those shapes to create something, okay? Now, I'm going to show you how I would make the train, but do you have to make the train just same way as me? No, you can make your train with any shapes you'd like, okay? All right, so the train has an engine. And so I am going to create the engine with a rectangle on its side and a rectangle coming forward. Now, I know I'm going off my page, but that's okay. The train is going to be going that way, all right? I really want to be able to have some cars on my train too. So here is the beginning of my train. I'm going to do a skinny, long rectangle on the bottom. And then what makes the train roll? Wheels. So I'm going to add wheels to my train. So I'm going to add circles. And I'm going to fill them in. And I'm going to leave the middle. No, I think I'm going to fill them in completely. So there's one wheel, and here's the second wheel. Now, the engineer who drives the train, I would like to be able to see him, so I'm going to give him a window. And I'm going to use, what shape did I use to give him a window? A square. You got it. Very good. All right, so now I think I'm going to make a colorful train. So the next car, I'm going to make a square. And I think I can make one more. This one's more of a rectangle. That's okay. And then a train has a red caboose. So I'm going to make the last car red. And I know my car is kind of going off the page. It's okay. It's all right. I'm not going to worry about it. I kind of ran out of room. So I need to add wheels to each of my cars. So I'm going to add circles. You can make your cars any color you want. I just made them the colors that I was thinking about. I'm going to make my train track, okay? And the train tracks usually look like a ladder, like two long lines and then short lines in between. Will make a pretty good looking train track, okay? But I'm gonna show you, I'm going to make my one line down here. And then I'm going to make the other, this top line, I'm going to make it look like it's on the other side of the cars, so the train looks like it's on the tracks, okay? And then I'm going to fill in with my lines. I'm stopping when I run into one of my cars because the tracks would be behind the car, so we wouldn't see that part, okay? I'm also, I think, going to add, there is a, where the steam comes out of the engine, we're gonna make a shape. It looks kind of like a triangle, but we're gonna cut the top off, okay? So I'm gonna come up, come over, down. This is actually called, it's a big word, a trapezoid, okay? But if you want to make it a triangle, you can make it a triangle. That's totally fine. I just cut the top off. All right, so I am going to put that up here by the engine. And there is smoke coming out of my train. It's a steam engine, all right? And you can add more puffs of cloud, however you want, okay? All right, I am going to color in my pieces. While I'm doing that, you can watch or you can start working on yours. I can't wait to see your train. See you in a little bit. Okay, so I have colored in all my train. And I also added my engineer. My husband actually drives trains, so I tried to draw him in there. And now I'm going to add shapes to my cars, okay? So I'm going to add shapes on the sides of my cars. I'm going to fast forward and I will meet you when I'm done. I want you to add shapes to the sides of your cars. Any shape you can think of, any shape you want to make. All right, I can't wait to see what you create. Okay, so I have added my shapes to my cars. What shapes did you use? What else could we add to our picture using shapes? You can add whatever you want to your picture. If you want to color in the sky, if you want to add shapes in the sky or shapes in the steam, that is okay, and I would love to see that. Now, does your train have to look just like my train? No, you can make your train any way you want. We are just focusing on using shapes to make our train. So we used rectangles and squares. I decorated it with diamonds and triangles and rectangles. I used circles for the wheels. I can't wait to see your trains.